Well, it's the foundation of our game. You know that both teams have had some days off. They've been waiting for the playoff game to start. It's going to come out hot. There's going to be some banging. And then it was over with, you know. I mean, I know the numbers of the hits in this game were high. I did not feel like it was a hyper-physical game. We've seen heavier ones. We got in the second period, the shots are 6-5. It's just a grinder, right? Both teams know the importance of playing well defensively. Power play goal is the difference in the game. But I think both teams would have expected the physicality. It was there. And then more intermittent after that. And probably rightfully so. Not every hit and not every check can be finished hard.
Tim Reynolds with the AP. Paul Matthew was just in here, said that not much had to be said this morning, that everybody knew what time of year it is.
Yeah.
How does that carry over now to Tuesday? When there's that game one energy, how do you carry over that energy into game two energy?
Well, both teams, I mean, we're going to read the same book a couple of times between now. You look at the game, there's going to be places where both teams are going to want to get better. And there's going to be places that both teams feel they were pretty darn good. And that's what from today to the drop of the puck is. How much can you leverage what you think you were good at and mitigate where they were good? That's what we're spending our time. We're not new coaches with our teams, so you're not changing systems, you're not changing a whole lot, you just want to be good at what you're good at.
Jameson Arnold, FloridaPanthers.com. Coach, how impressive was Sergei Bobrovsky did tonight? So many stretches of nothing, and then 3 consecutive big saves, then nothing again.
I think that's the two guys that had the real challenge tonight were in the net, because there were stretches of grind, and then there's never. I mean, every one of those shooters is dangerous, and all the shots, because of our first is the deflection, right? They're just so hard to get on. Sergei went a long stretch with nothing, and then not a lot of normal, I would say casual shots to the net where the play dropped and the whistle. They've got an awful lot of poise. They missed the net on a bunch, but it was in some ways smart, right? They didn't get a lot blocked by choice. We got a lot blocked because we're trying to get more, which makes it tougher for the goalies. And they both made really, 2 or 3 really, really important saves, and then the guys in front of both goalies worked hard to keep it tight, so there wasn't a lot going on.
Jordan McPherson, Miami Herald, you talked about the grind, but to see Verhaeghe get that goal in the third period to give you guys the lead, just the fact just to be able to break one through after, like you said, a little bit of maybe a slog through the second to be able to give you guys a lead, and then the defense do what it needs to do after to protect it.
We felt probably from our game against Dallas in mid-March to coming into the game, we've had some chances on the power play that haven't gone, and you need to feel at least good about your power play, or it needs to keep momentum for you. So that was probably the key part of the goal. Is just we haven't been able to get one behind any goalie for the last little while. We've been struggling. So confidence then, and you want your shooters to get pucks. You want your shooters to feel good. It's such a confidence game for those guys. But it's just good that he came off injury and kind of came back and feels right about his game.
Coach, Bill Price from NHL.com. Sam Reinhart opens the scoring for you guys. 59th goal of the year combined, with the regular season. How huge has he been just, from the standpoint of scoring goals for you guys?
Well, he goes to the net at the smart times, right? Like he scored within a 15, 20-foot area, that net from all different sides, both sides of the net. I've always wondered, like, Matthew Tkachuk is so great at that. It's almost like Reinhart kind of learns, right? He's watched it, the way he rolls across the front of the net. I wonder if it's in some ways a bit of a mentor. Why is he so good? Because he's a goal scorer like that, but he'll be on the ice at the end of the game. And also killing penalties at the end of the game when we've got a 1-goal lead. If you were to ask me what's his greater value, I don't have an answer, except that nobody else should try to sign him in the offseason because he's got a terrible attitude.
David Dwork from the Hockey News. Paul, two guys I wanted to ask you about, if you'd indulge me. Anton Lundell and Dmitry Kulikov both seem to really be flying out there today. Maybe guys that we don't talk about as much, but just from your perspective, did you see that?
Anton and that line, I would say for 3 weeks has really been good, been fast, been right. Dmitry is underappreciated unless, I think the guys that have played in the NHL who blocked shots, taken hits, killed penalties, and I mean this very respectfully, played against the other team's third and fourth lines, which are usually very heavy. Those guys get a lot of respect in the room because he'll take a hit to make a play, and it's a heavy hit. And he'll give one back too, and he'll block a shot. He does all the hard things that are kind of on the defenseman's to-do list, right? Toe dragging across the blue and going bar down. That's for certain defensemen. Dmitry doesn't play that game. It's you got to eat it, right? You're gonna eat that, whether it's the boards or the puck. You got to eat one of the two, and he does that every night for us, and he's very much appreciated in our room.
Roy Bellamy, Mental Lock Media. Can you describe the play at the fourth line today? It seems like they brought a lot of the energy.
You know what? Good. We've moved those guys around an awful lot because we have good players on our fifth line that we wanted to get in and we want to play. And then we kind of came back to something that we had known. I thought they were very, very good. I missed a rotation at about the 7-minute mark of the third. Didn't know if I'd get another chance, but right in that 4-minute mark window when Tampa's resting to load the goalie pull, our fourth line came out and played in their end, which is really important because it shows a confidence in their ability to hang on to the puck and play the puck. So it's not just bang it out, bang it in, and don't cause any damage. I like the confidence that they showed in each other and the way they played in a tense situation. I thought they were very good.
I wanted to go back to that start. You were able to bottle Tampa Bay up in their zone and not let them get the puck out very much. How important was it to be able to break past Vasilevsky and get that 1-0 lead? Because, you know, he's so good. Sometimes he might have frustrated you guys had you not scored there.
I don't know is the answer because he made a really, really good save, pad save to keep it from going 2-0. And then this is more of a feel from the bench. I found it to be a completely even game, which I'm fine with. I mean, I thought, we came out and banged around a little bit, and we scored a goal, and we got some action, but you kind of knew that was coming from the start. We're the home team. That's the way this story is going to get written. And what's going to happen after it goes to 1-1? Because up until that point, we were pretty good. They didn't have a whole lot going. They get banged. I'll give them 3 chances off that face-off win and scores a goal. Now the game has just started. And it goes straight grind to the power play goal, and I think that's the way this thing's going to look. So, two teams that respect the game, play the game very hard. They both have high-end offensive guys, but all those guys are going to grind because they understand that's the way you get there.
Dave Hyde of the Sun Sentinel. Beyond the score, of course, you guys seem to just listen to you check some boxes you wanted to see. Power play goal. You didn't take. We had 2 penalties, one at the very end. The hitting, of course. I think Tampa Bay had 19 shots on goal. Can you talk just the style? Is this exactly what you want to see?
Well, yeah, I think the game, you don't get to pick. You like to think that you get to pick the way the game's going to be played, and we tell ourselves that we play our game, but at the end of the day, the two teams decide how this is going to look. So they've got enough counter speed, as we do, so you got to be careful about how far you're running out of position, right? Their second A chance on that came from an over back check by us looking for a hit into the slot. Great save by Sergei. That was their second chance of the game. I think it's going to look like this until somebody has to change the way they're doing because it's not working for them. But there wasn't enough sustained action by either team tonight for either team to say, yeah, we got it. It's too even, too flat. I don't mean flat in a negative. It's just nobody owned. So I don't look at the game where we owned the first 15 minutes. There's a template. I don't feel that. That was the first 15 minutes. If you watch, the first 10 minutes of the Carolina game yesterday, they were all over them. That's Carolina at home for 10 minutes, and then the game got evened out a little bit, and Islanders had some action too. So it's the way I kind of look at it. This is an even game. It's a turn of a puck one way or the other. Let's get comfortable with that. Both teams are going to work their asses off for an inch of ice.
First game back for Aaron Ekblad. How would you evaluate his performance?
It was really good. You know, Katie, he looked like he didn't practice all week. Like we probably could have played him in that. Well, we could have played him in the last Toronto game. It's just because he had sat out for a long time, come back off injury, played a few more games, and we just said, like, we're not doing this again. We're going to keep him healthy. I thought his gap was good. Thought he moved the puck when he did. He's really smart about the way he played. He needs to get some games in until you'll see him hopping into the holes and getting up the ice and pulling it across the line. But I thought he played a very smart game tonight.
Colby Guy, Associated Press. I mean, we talked all year about Matthew and his transition into a more defensive style of game. But I mean, how important was it to have him out there closing out the on that 6-on-5 and getting what stood as the game-winning goal?
His hands say that he's always. I mean, you're going to get to a point where you're running two lines on the 6-on-5 that you need to, and his hands say that if he can get within 5 feet of that puck, he's making a play on it, whether it's off the glass, into a hole, or into the back of the net. He's one of those elite offensive players that when you look at his game, he's never panicked under pressure with the puck. He's got, and that's true in front of the other team's net. That's what his strength is. He has this patience, is I don't know, the calm with the puck. So 6-on-5. You're just trying to get the puck in a 5-foot window close to him, and he's going to make a play.
Thanks, everyone.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Coach.